Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch again, and you're back, which is awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in yesterday for the first vlog. I was so happy to see people were watching and that people were commenting. It was just really nice. That's a new thing for me. It was a vulnerable, kind of strange experience, and the affirmation was awesome. I'm really excited to keep going. And I've got a cool new article I want to talk about today. I also want to talk about a few other things. You may be wondering, why do I look so disheveled and kind of crazy? I have this theory. Last year, when the Rob Ford, the Toronto mayor who was smoking crack news came out, and it didn't really affect people's opinions on him or his approval ratings. And I was thinking about how wild that was, and I think at this point, people are so tired of seeing these very polished and politically correct pieces that people just want to see someone be honest and authentic. And so I think there was some forgiveness in that. Not that I think a crack-smoking mayor is necessarily in the best interest of humanity, but I think there is something, I think it was revealing about humans. So there's the honest, authentic experience for you. Yeah, so my intention is to just be very raw and unpolished. If you're wondering what this outfit is, this is my dad's Snuggly. This thing is probably over 20 years old. He bought this through a catalog. You had to fill out, you check the box of what item number you wanted and send a check. This was way before the internet. And my mom hated this design, and so she got him a new one a few years ago. She let it slide for like 17 years, and my dad gave it to me. So I wear it now. It's super comfy. It's my morning outfit. I'm just enjoying a little coffee here. So thank you for sitting with me for a cool vlog. Thank you so much for supporting this new endeavor. It's a really fun and nerve-wracking, cool thing for me to try. And it's awesome that you guys are here to witness it with me and be a part of it and share thoughts. Please challenge me. I'm someone who realizes over the course of my life that my views have changed significantly as I've gotten older, and my experience changes, my perception changes. I see something new, and so I feel differently about things. The other thing I want to say is that I'm a human who has made a lot of mistakes and has fucked up a lot of things, more than I care to admit, and I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to be better, and that's, I think, part of why I'm dedicated to trying to make it a nice place, this planet Earth, for people. Is like, oh man, I could have done that better, or oh, I shouldn't have made that mistake. So I continue to fight my own battles. So please never get the impression that I'm some holy man or saint or guru, or I'm so wise. I'm just another human. So I'm giving it my best shot, and I invite you to give it your best shot and be a part of this journey with me. My intention is to, you know, fulfill my greatest version of myself, fulfill my potential as a human. So I'm getting better, I think, every day, but part of that process is making a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. So so the article I've chosen, man, I've got so much fucking phlegm in my throat, this is impossible. A little more coffee down the hatch. By the way, someday I'll show you this view. My girlfriend and I are living in this amazing apartment. Her friend has it. She's on tour, so we're staying in it for a little while. We're very lucky to be in this space, and I have this amazing view of the skyline, and I'll show it to you someday. Just not today. The headline I've chosen is Pope Revolutionizes Vatican by Opening Finances to Scrutiny. This Pope Francis has been so revolutionary and so awesome. I just keep seeing these headlines where he's really pushing our cultural acceptance of things. It's awesome to have someone who is so influential in the way people live their lives, really promoting universal love, acceptance, taking care of each other. In the scope of religion, what's interesting to me is that it becomes this source through which we rely on, or people who follow a religion or a discipline, we rely a lot on these books to inform our moral philosophy or how we look at the world. We say, oh, what does the book say? Okay, the book says that, so that's what we say. What does the holy man say? The holy man says that, so that must be what it is. And so in many ways, it has us going outside of ourselves for what if we look inside and say, man, what feels right in this situation? We don't reference with ourselves, we reference the book. I think there are times when it's really helpful to have this spiritual text, And there are other times when I think we've really lost touch with our own kind of moral compass of what's right and wrong. So I think I'm wandering a little bit, sharing my thoughts. That's what the fuck this is about, right? So I think in this case, here's someone who a lot of people do shape their beliefs or about the world on, and he's really pushing everyone to be more accepting and more loving. And I love the fact that he's saying for this huge, I mean, religion's a big industry. There's a lot of money that goes into it all the time, and because of that, there's a lot of socio-political power in the church and in many organizations that have tons of money. So I think any organization that has tons and tons of money that's so powerful and so influential should definitely be transparent about their finances, and people should know where this money's going and what's happening with it. I think it's fantastic, and it just is a great way to avoid corruption and to be honest about where the money's going. I think his intention is to have more and more of this go to help the people who really need it, and not to build lavish religious residences and that kind of thing, which is awesome. This is so fantastic. He seems to be so open-minded and really living in love, you know, living the light. I think there's lots of different words. People call it God, the universe, or divinity, or it. There's a time in my life where I really resonated with the word it. I still like it. This ineffable thing that seems to animate us and the universe. Yeah, I think there's lots of ways to describe it. I think he's really letting it shine. So that's awesome. That's my feeling on that. Please feel free. I'm going to put the links to these articles in the description, so you're more than happy to read them on your own. So there's that. I want to reference a little bit of this book that I'm reading. Again, and I do not have a brand deal with this book. This is just something that's been so helpful to me, and I'm so excited about learning and putting this stuff in my brain, and I want to share that with you guys. The piece that I want to share from this book is in this chapter on virtue, and these scientists are talking about something called positive psychology, which they started really pushing in the 80s. And the general idea that I'm wrapping up very quickly, and you'll read it for yourself, is the idea that we should be working on our strengths, not working on our weaknesses. So improving our strengths and working to make things strengths versus working to get rid of weaknesses or challenges. There is this kind of idea that if we don't find pleasure or reinforcement in these habits that we're working on, the way we're trying to improve ourselves, then it's not going to change. Like if we hate the change that we're trying to embrace, it's never going to work, which is totally right on. And I am currently working on habits, trying to really reinforce some good ones. And I've tried to phrase everything in positive. As you know, some of you may know, I have a sugar addiction. It's pretty bad. I'm working on getting rid of it. And the way I've phrased it for myself on this little chart that I have every day is just consume mindfully. So instead of saying like, don't eat sweets, like that makes me think about sweets and I've got this terrible thing. And this is just encouraging me to eat healthy and be present in the food I'm eating and be aware of it. It's like, if I eat sugar, I just like don't think about how bad it is for me. I'm like, this is God. But now I'm like making these green smoothies every day. And as I eat them, a friend of mine encouraged me to look up the like benefits of each of the ingredients. So I'm thinking about, oh wow, celery does all this amazing stuff for my body. It makes me really feel good about what I'm eating. So that's kind of a piece of this book that has been really helpful for me. I hope it can be helpful for you too. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a fun experiment. I'm already really excited about this, and I'm really appreciative for your support. Cool. Oh yeah. Subscribe to the Clunes 2, which is where these awesome vlogs are happening over here. Subscribe to the Clunes, where all of our crazy hippy dippy bullshit music video sketch comedy stuff is, and we are going to have a new video on Friday, which is awesome. So have a fucking awesome day, and I'll see you soon.